Hi guys, how are you today? Hope you're doing well. We're excited to be here.
Yay.
So today we're popping into your inbox to talk about a really important subject, which is choosing the right retreat location.
So you may have already picked an amazing place and you're like, yeah, I want to go there. Or maybe you're ready to plan a retreat and feeling totally lost in the possibilities, have no idea where to go. Either way, wherever you're at in your planning process, it's super important that you do your research.
Absolutely. And you have to also think about what experience you want your students to have.
Totally.
So before you choose your retreat location, you also have to think about, what is my theme? What am I trying to, bring about here? What experience do I want my students to have? When you're trying to think about your retreat experience, you're thinking about maybe the beach or the mountains or maybe a ranch with horses or the jungle. There's so many possibilities. Regardless of that, you have to ask yourself some crucial questions. And today we want to address kind of one of the most important one, which is, do I do a local retreat or do I do an international retreat, a retreat abroad? Do I travel far? So that's what we're going to talk about today.
So we've done them both. We love doing both local and international retreats. They're totally different. They both have their charm and their unique, amazing qualities. And our motto is to travel, teach, and thrive. So we encourage you to think big, follow your dreams, and really connect with your heart's desire of how you want to create your retreat experiences. But before you just jump on board with whatever your heart's desire is, you want to consider some super important things before making a big decision. So today we're going to talk about some of the pros and cons of doing local versus international.
So let's start with international. The pros about doing an international retreat is that you get to travel somewhere really cool. Who doesn't like that, right? Your students will love it, you will love it. You get to experience new cultures and really get connected with something different. You get to offer a retreat experience that is unique. Also, usually when we do international retreats, they're a little bit longer, so our students get immersed in the retreat experience. They get to really disconnect from their everyday life, and they get to be immersed in whatever the retreat experience is like, and that could be very transformational for them. Some of the cons, or if that's what we want to call them, are that it takes a little bit more work in planning. So you have to really consider the flights. You have to think about the cost of the retreat for your students. So sometimes they have to really save up for it. If it's a retreat to India, then it costs a little bit more, right? You have to also consider all the smaller things, or visa, passport ready, or
Travel insurance.
So there are a lot of little things that you have to think about. Sometimes we forget. One of the other pieces of the puzzle is people have to take time off work and time off family. So that is something to consider. So the longer the retreat, which is usually an international retreat, the longer they have to kind of plan for that with work and family.
Totally. So that compared to a local retreat. Local retreats honestly are so much more affordable and accessible for you and your students. When you do a local retreat, you can go and visit the site more easily before your retreat happens, before you decide on choosing that location. It's a lot easier for your students to get to and more affordable if it's just a little drive instead of a flight. And you can still create a feeling of getting away, even if you're only driving an hour out of the city, something like that. And from our experience, hosting local retreats is so much easier to sell out, honestly, because it's accessible for people to jump on board. Accessible for financially, and also if they have a lot of commitments, family, work, they can more easily take 2 days off of work than 7. So local retreats, in our book, is a great way to start. If it's your first retreat, local retreats are an awesome way to go.
So some of the cons with a local retreat would be then that you may not have that wow experience, right? You may not feel like, or your students may not feel like, wow, I get to see, some amazing ruin somewhere, or the retreat experience may not be as wow. And the other cons would be just, it's usually shorter, or many people choose to do local retreats over the weekend or a 4-day weekend, which can cut things off a little bit. So it's really important to be able to schedule that retreat out really well. So it kind of gives you a little bit of a challenge when it comes to scheduling, because you want to fit it all in, but you only have 3 days. So consider your schedule really well when you're doing a local shorter retreat. And we actually today have something really cool for you. We've decided to kind of go deeper into the subject because there are other things to consider. So we want to talk about not only local or international, but we also want to consider, do we want to rent a house? Do we want to book a hotel? Or are we thinking about doing a retreat center? So what you have to consider all these pieces of the puzzle as well. And then once you're kind of like figuring out which one you want to do, you also have to ask some really critical questions to those places in order to get all the info that you need to make the right decision.
Totally. Right? So we have a super awesome downloadable that you can check out below. Print it out, use it as a resource for making your decisions, and we hope it's super helpful.
And did we mention it's all free?
Yeah,
all free for you. So just grab it below. Let us know what you think in the comments, please. We really, really would love to know what you think about what we're offering you, if this is helpful.
And if you have questions.
Or if you have any experiences to share, we would love for you to share this with our community. And if you haven't yet, check us out on Facebook at Rocky River Retreat or
Instagram.
Yay. So we'll see you there. Have a good day. Bye.